You are welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to introduce you to the Asante people, and the man you find on your screen is the king of the Asante kingdom, Otumfuo Osei the second. And in this video, I'm going to show you some of the cultural practices and customs that are performed, as well as rituals performed whenever the king of Asante kingdom sits in state. I am going to use a source of history known as ethnography, whereby a historian visits a festival and then observe the rituals being performed, and he writes or narrates whatever he finds under that festival. And that's exactly what I am going to use. And that is the king of the Asante kingdom, one of the most powerful kingdoms that rose in West Africa and currently in Ghana in West Africa. The kingdom fought a lot of wars with the British in the 17th, 18th through to the 19th century. Most of their kings and queens were exiled to Seychelles by the British. And so in this video, that is basically what we are going to do. Learn about the rituals and the customs performed during the Asantehene sits in states. Now let's begin. Before the Asantehene comes out with his entourage, his praise singers, as you have seen, begin to sing songs to welcome him. Let's listen to some of their songs. So the song practically means the king is coming. Now, this is the king's entourage. The first thing you find is the flag of the Asante kingdom. The yellow signifies the gold, the black is the people, and the green is the forest. And this begins the king's entourage. This is what you find. What you find the man carrying is something that is believed to suck away demons. And these people are called the Asantehene, or the king of keys, and they are the ones that take care of the keys at the palace. The next people that you may find is the horn blowers. These are people you find will be blowing horns here and there in the course of the for parade. So it's very, very, very interesting, and it's very, very, very colorful. This man you find is called the Swahili, and what he is carrying is what the sub-chiefs within the Asante kingdom swear. So whenever they want to swear to the king, it is that sword that they use to swear. And these are still the horn blowers of the king coming out beautifully. So you still find the king's horn blowers in the queue, and they are heading beautifully towards the ceremonial ground. It's very, very beautiful to watch. You find a head of a lion also being carried, and the king puts this thing in front of him whenever he sits in state. You find some people just behind the man carrying the lion's head. Those are the things that the king will sit on. Look at the chair under the umbrella. That is the king's chair, and that chair alone has its own umbrella. Very, very interesting. You also find some people also playing some beautiful, beautiful drums. When you see these umbrellas shaking, it means that the king is just around the corner. So very, very beautiful to watch. Now, that is the king's cupbearer. You can see somebody is carrying something on the head, and whenever you see that, it means the king is very close. And this is the king of the Asante kingdom, Otumfuo Osei the second, the current king of the Asante kingdom, making his way towards the ceremony. And it's so interesting. It's interesting that every yellow thing you find on the king is made of pure gold, because this is a land of gold. This kingdom is a kingdom of gold. You find these beautiful drums that are being played just behind the king, and it's very beautiful. These are the king's army, or the king's soldiers, if I may call it, and they will protect the king whenever the king is going out. And it's so interesting and very, very colorful to watch these Asante people displaying rich culture and rich display. So the king is still on his way to sit down. These are some of the sub-chiefs within the Asante kingdom, and until the king sits down, nobody can sit down. So now the king is seated, all his sub-chiefs have also sat down. These are some government officials who also grace the occasion. Now the next thing, immediately the king sits down, is for his people to go and pay homage or to greet him as a king. Now there are categories of people. We have the ordinary Ashantes who go there to greet the king. We may also have some visitors, some from abroad, also go there to pay, of course, homage to the king. Then we also have the king's own sub-chiefs also go there to pay homage to the king or to greet the king. Each of these people have a way of greeting the king. What you find on your screen are the ordinary Ashantes, women who are greeting their king. You just go there and then you bow to greet the king beautifully, and that is what you find on your screen. The men would also come, would also follow to greet the king. Unlike the women, the men who are wearing cloth, they will lower their cloth to the shoulder level and then they bend down. There is something also very interesting. All the women who are greeting the king are not wearing sandals. You cannot greet the king with your sandals. So all the people you find in the queue are without sandals, and they are going there to greet the king. So the same thing also applies to the men. You don't go to the king with your sandals. So you removed your sandals, then you lower your cloth, and that is how the Asantehene is greeted. Now, when it comes to the sub-chiefs of the Asantehene, that is the chiefs within the chiefs of the various states within the Asante kingdom, they may have the right to go with their sandals, but then when they get there, they have to remove one of the sandals. So they remove their leg from one of the sandals, and then they lower their cloth, and then they bow down to the king. So these are the men, sentiment, who are also bowing down to the king. You lower your cloth to your shoulder level, then you bow down beautifully to the king. And it's so interesting to watch. You can see how the Asantes adore and love their king. And this is what Africa used to be before the days of colonization, when Europe came to supplant African culture and beliefs with that of European way of life. Very attractive and very beautiful. So I know you have learned something little about the Asante people, and I would like to leave it here. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to subscribe and share this video. And you can also add anything you find interesting, anything you love about the video, anything you know about the Asante with regards to the king being seated in state. You can also share with us in the comment section, and we will be glad to answer that. Now you can also see something is happening here. The king, according to the Akan tradition, is the representative of the gods, and so sometimes some of these things do happen after greeting the king. Sometimes some of them get either possessed, or some of these things happen because the king is believed to be a representative of the gods, and therefore as a god, when you see a god sometimes, if you also have eyes, some of these things will happen. So do not forget to share this video, like and comment. Have a nice day, and thank you for watching.